Hello, ladies and gents. Coach Anita here. I'm one of the kickboxing instructors at the downtown studio, and I'm also the 10-week transformation challenge coach. I have a background in healthcare, occupational therapy, licensed healthcare provider, plus several other certifications, including nutrition and fitness. And I'm here today to carry on with the series, nutrition series, getting into 5 principles that have stood the 5-factor test, those nutrition concepts I shared in the first video. We're going to start on talking through about energy, factors that affect the energy we take in and energy we burn, energy out. And then at the end, I'm going to share a few tips and strategies that if you want to experiment and practice, you can kind of put into play. So first things first, food is smart. It's information, it's communication that informs the body, our body to function and process and do things and don't do things. And our body is also really smart. In fact, our body most often is more smart than our brain. And when we give it good nutrition, we are ultimately enabling and helping our body to thrive and control energy. So weight loss and weight gain, there's a key equation, and I think you all know it. Calories in, calories out. When more energy comes in than we burn, then we gain weight. And when we burn more energy than we take in, we lose weight. And same, obviously maintain. So there's this great metaphor that I use with my clients, and that is just the gravity metaphor. We drop an object, it falls. Same thing. You drop your energy and weight goes down. The law of gravity is force equals mass times acceleration. Yet there's a lot of factors that affect that, like the air resistance, the material of that thing that's falling. And so what we are going to be doing is kind of digging into the factors of energy in and energy out, those things that, while there is this equation, those things that really kind of spindle out and can complicate it just from being calories in, calories out. The law of thermodynamics has stood firm for over a century. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred from one state to another. Food ultimately converts to energy. If we have excess, it doesn't just evaporate, obviously. Energy out is increasing metabolism, or our body stores that energy. So getting first into energy in, our appetite is actually influenced by hormones. So our hormones affect energy in, it affects our appetite. Food consumed, the type of food we consume, whether that food is available. Right now we're experiencing that. Our palatability, perhaps some of the choices that we have right now aren't really palatable. Energy density, sleep quality affects energy in. Education, what are we making informed, knowledgeable choices? Our socioeconomic and culture, are the availability of the food that we consume. They all play a part, and we are experiencing that again right now in terms of just this kind of sense of urgency, and that we need to go and stock up our shelves and stock up our fridge. So the food we consume during this time in general in life is going to affect energy in. Absorption, the type of substance the food is that gets down into macronutrients, the way we prepare our food totally changes the way how we're going to absorb it. Something raw to something sauteed to something fried completely change the substance and affects the absorption. Our age, our microbiome in our gut, our health status, when our organs and our bodies functioning to help a specific health factor, it takes and affects that energy in. our energy status is going to affect absorption. Moving into psychological factors, stress, mindset, perceived control, self-esteem. These things, stress induces hormones. Our mindset, we can have negative self-talk or no self-compassion. When we are trying to control things that are out of our control, we're really affecting that energy in need in terms of food and what we're eating. Sleep quality is going to affect our psychological factors. So those are just, again, factors that ultimately affect that, what seems to be a simple equation, calories in, calories out. Now let's go into energy out. So burning that energy. Burned at rest, factors that affect that are our body size, our hormones, our diet history. If we have a history of yo-yo diets, that's going to affect how much energy we burn at rest, as well as our genes, our health status, sleep quality. Here we are again, folks. Sounds like a pattern. And age. Those all affect how much we burn at rest. Talking about burning through exercise, our ability is going to affect how much we burn. Our intensity, duration, frequency, the type of exercise, the environment actually affects how much we burn through exercise. Think about it. If you're in an environment that's just stressing you out and it's not enjoyable, we disengage from the intensity and the activity and the exercise. And Sadie and I had touched on the environment a little bit in our recovery series. Hormones, here we are again, folks, affecting that burn with exercise, and also sleep quality, back to sleep. So these factors affect burning energy through exercise. Non-exercise factors are going to be our health status, our energy status, stress, hormones, our occupations, the things, our roles, parenting, being a spouse, work. Again, psychologically, and even in our hormones, those affect all these things through non-exercise. Leisure activity is going to affect it, and our genes. And then lastly, talking about burning energy through metabolizing, which the act of metabolizing food burns energy, but it really depends on the nutrient makeup of that substance. That's going to affect how we burn that food, and how processed the food is. So this really strips away, folks, it strips away that calorie in, calorie out equation into just how dynamic food is and how dynamic our choices in terms of energy in, energy out affects our ultimate goal, whether it be to lose weight, to gain weight, or to maintain weight. So shifting now our focus to energy to improve regulating energy in, energy out. Few tips, few things you can test as a whole on the spectrum. Quite often what I do with clients is I have them self-rate frequently through some of our sessions. They're self-rating, up to three times on specific things. Self-rating confidence, self-rating the action, self-rating where they're at in terms of potentially doing that thing. So you can take some of these factors that we talked about and put them into a test by just starting with self-rating, 10 being perfect, awesome, excellent, no problem, totally 100%, and 1 being terrible, off the charts, flat on your back, awful. You can experiment and test with nutrition. I gave some factors in terms of absorption, or in terms of just the nutrients and our energy status. You can incorporate possibly more fiber-rich veggies that our body does absorb, or perhaps more protein, which actually reduces our appetite. Maybe you experiment with sleep. Sleep sleep affects us where we have less cravings and hunger. So thinking about sleep quality, maybe just one thing that may improve the quality of your sleep. Try it one night, don't try it the next night. Self-rate, see if it made a difference. Controlling portions, eating slowly, eating until satisfied. These are nutrition behaviors that are going to change our energy in, energy out. Big behaviors there, but we're just talking about test it. Test it with one meal. This isn't an overhaul, all or nothing experiment. It's just one time. See if it makes a difference. Maybe self-rate how you feel physically after you eat whatever in front of the TV and you're not thinking about your eating, to when you're sitting down at a table and just eating, setting your fork down, taking your time, eating slowly, sensing if your body is satiated or not. Activity, specific with training, more cardio is more burning, more strength training is more muscle. It boosts metabolism. We burn more. We may not have weights at our home, but we've got objects, people. We can certainly lift up some objects. I don't know about the couch, but you can maybe find, there's probably a heavy can or two if you stocked your shelves. Maybe it's a chair. Get creative. This is a time to kind of have fun. Experiment. Get rid of that all or none idea in mind and just have fun, experiment, self-rate, see where you're at. And just daily activity. You could take one day, not do anything. Self-rate how you feel, how your energy is. The next day, incorporate a little bit more activity. Ultimately, the goal is to have fun with this information that you're learning, or this is just education. It's increasing your awareness and giving you a little bit of knowledge. We really hope the things that we're providing on video are useful during this time. We're as a team wanting to come in and support you. We too are affected. We're in this together. Ultimately, we're all looking for strengths and wins. And if nutrition right now is something that you may want to prioritize, then this could be just one small thing that you can trial in your day. That's it for now. I'll be back with another video at another principle that has been evidence-based tested with that 5 factors concept, nutrition concepts that was in the first video. Thank you, everybody. Be safe, stay healthy.